Aloha! I hope you're having a great day. Here we are in lesson 2 of module 6, and we're going to be looking at coordinate systems in a plane, and this is video 1. All right, and let's jump right into it. Here you see a horizontal number line, right? Horizontal, think of the horizon, maybe like an ocean or a place where you're watching the sun set at the horizon or rise at the horizon. So horizontal means going this way, right? Okay, and you see that we have point A. Now, how could we describe point A? All right, think back to what we were talking about in lesson 1. We were trying to describe some points. We didn't have any tick marks or numbers then, but now we have tick marks and numbers, but we have point A kind of up there above them. So how could we talk about where point A is? We could say that it is near number 2, right? Tick mark 2. But how can we describe that it's above or how far above? We could measure maybe how far above there. All right, so point A is in the same plane as a number line as advertised in our Lesson 2, coordinate systems in a plane. A plane, not like an airplane, but a plane is a flat surface that extends forever in all directions. So like a one-dimensional surface, right? Like maybe the top of your desk or a wall or this piece of paper, right? So our plane just keeps on going in that after the piece of paper or the desk ends. It's just that flat space. Okay, kind of interesting to think about. Even though the paper ends, the plane keeps going, and point A and this number line are on the same flat surface or the plane. All right, points can be anywhere in a plane. We need to describe where they are. And today we're going to be creating a coordinate system to help us describe the locations of points anywhere on the plane. Okay? All right, so can we use coordinate 2 to identify where point A is? Not really, right? We can say that it's above 2, but we can't quite say how far. So point A is located above tick mark label 2. To identify the exact location of point A in the plane, we need to know how far above, right? So creating a coordinate system by using 2 number lines will help us describe the location of a point in the plane. We already have a horizontal number line. Now we're going to add a vertical number line, right? And horizontal means going this way, like the horizon, right? You might be able to picture the sun rising or setting on the other side of this horizon line. Now we're going to add a vertical line to go this way, right? And sometimes I think about, skateboarders, and they talk about verts. They talk about going up. So vertical is going up, or like in basketball, vertical jumping. How far can you jump vertically, right? Okay, just in case you're having trouble remembering what those words mean. Now, to make a vertical number line, we want it to go straight up from our point 0, right? It's going to intersect at our point 0. And I'm just going to kind of draw it freehand. You might want to use a straight edge or something like that because didn't turn out quite perfectly, but that's okay. I'm going to put an arrow on either end because those are lines that are going to go on forever. Okay, you might want to use an index card or something like that. Then remember how yesterday we used an index card or a post-it note to mark how far apart our tick marks are. You can do a little V mark there so you know exactly where your tick mark is going to be, because we want our tick marks here to be the same distance. So we're going to line it up with our 0, and then our first tick mark would be 1 above the 0, right? Okay, because we do want to have some precision when we are marking these, so that they'd be more exact. And I can see that mine aren't going to be long enough because I really should be going up to 10. So I'm going to do a quick redo on that. I just don't have enough space. And you might notice this too. You want to make sure you have enough space. And we're going to do a 0. And then we want to have our tick marks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oops. 10. Do you see what I did there? I wrote the tick mark and the 0 next to each other instead of the 1 and the 0. Okay, so now I have to redo my tick marks. And I want to put 0, 1, 2. And then I'm going to line them up going this way. My 0. I'm going to line it up. And then my 1 and my 2. And then these are going to also be the same distance apart. It's kind of like you're making a ruler, right? So you want to use some precision to make your ruler the same distance apart. 7, 8. Oh, good. I have enough space. 9 and 10. Okay, so now I have a vertical number line and a horizontal number line, and together they are making a coordinate system. So I'll be able to tell my coordinates not only this way, but also this way. All right, so let's put our A back there, and our A is going to be here. All right, and now we can see that we have two number lines, and this horizontal number line, instead of only being called the horizontal number line, is also called the x-axis. Okay, that's the x-axis, and the coordinate for that part of the number line is going to be the x. Okay, and then our vertical number line is our y-axis, and the coordinate for that one is going to be y. All right, and you'll see why this is important. And when we have two axes, they're called axes. So one axis, axis, two axes. All right, and this pair of perpendicular number lines or axes creates a coordinate system. A coordinate system with two axes uses two numbers to describe the location of a point, so we can figure out exactly where it is on our plane. So you can see that A is right above 2 on our x-axis, and on our y-axis it is at 1. All right, so if we put little dots here, we could say A is at x2 and y1. A plane with a perpendicular axis that intersect at 0 is called a coordinate plane. Coordinate plane, and this is what we are working on, right? Okay, we want to be precise about describing the locations of points on a coordinate plane, and we talked about x2 and y of 1, right? Okay, so when we say that point A has a y coordinate of 1, that tells us where it is on our vertical number line, right? Okay, and when we write these in an ordered pair, we always want to write the x first and the y second. Okay, and that is called an ordered pair. And it's kind of like the order is very important, right? Another reason why it might be called an ordered pair. You always want to put the x first and the y second. I like to teach my kids x, y, x, y. We just do a little, I don't know, dance there, x and y, because it's very important to put them in the right order. If you put them in the wrong order, you're going to have your point in the wrong place. Yikes. Okay, so let's look at some more points on our coordinate plane, and then we'll jump into our next video. So what if we had a point here, and we called it C, And what if we had a point here and we called it B? What would be the ordered pair for B? X, 2, Y, 4, right? Across and up. And you can start at 0 and see that you're going 2 across and 4 up, right? So it has the same X as A because it's on the same across of 2 and then up as 4. If you ever played Battleship, it's a little bit like Battleship, although unfortunately Battleship uses a little bit of a different coordinate plane system. Okay, and then C, going across 6 and up 1. So that would be 6, 1. All right. Okay, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you for your hard work. Aloha.